Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Thursday. Happy offline Thursday. Hope you guys are staying safe and everything's going okay at home. Wanted to give you guys a quick video on what we are doing for our offline day today in class. So our goals for class today, obviously they're a little bit different since we don't get to see you guys today. But our goal for class today is still to read our new section of the crossover and to find out what an analogy means, how to use it, how to notice it in our book, The Crossover. And I know that term analogy is probably new to a lot of us. So what I wanted to do is just take like 3 to 4 minutes to update you guys and teach you guys on what an analogy is and what it looks like. So when you're reading The Crossover today, you'll be able to see what the analogy is and understand it a little bit better. So you can see on the screen right here that we got an example of an analogy, and it gives us a definition too. So an analogy is saying something is like something else to make some sort of explanation point. Okay? So a simile is saying something is like something else. No explanation point needed. So you see the picture there, my shoes smell like garbage. Ooh, those shoes look stinky. So that's an example of a simile. There's no explanation needed. It just says my shoes smell like garbage. A metaphor is saying something is like something else without using like or as we know. So my shoes are garbage. That's a metaphor. My shoes smell like garbage is a simile. An analogy, however, this is where it gets a little different. An analogy is saying something is like something else to make that explanation point. Finding my car keys is like finding a needle in a haystack. That's an analogy. It's explaining that it is so difficult to find my car keys because I lose them all the time. It's like finding a little tiny needle in a big haystack. It's giving us an explanation. Okay. So we want to give you one more example of an analogy and how to picture it. Ms. Nestor came up with this example, so we wanted to share it with you. Analogies make writing more interesting and easy for the reader to picture in our minds. So when we read something, we always want to have a little movie going on in our heads about what the reading is trying to tell us. We want to picture it in our head. So some basic writing examples. Basketball is a crazy game. That's just basic, plain writing. Adding a simile is spicing it up a little bit. Basketball is like being in a thunderstorm. Remember, there's no explanation there. It's just comparing basketball to a thunderstorm. An analogy is going to give us that explanation. So let's read this analogy. For me, a basketball game is like being in a thunderstorm. Picture this in your head, everybody. You're racing home, slipping between the raindrops, slipping across the wet ground, trying to watch over your shoulder for the lightning when swoosh, the wind pulls the ball from your hand as you arc above the ground, and the audience becomes ground-shaking thunder. Can you guys picture that in your head? Not only can you picture you're running through a thunderstorm, but you can picture being on the court and the crowd shaking with thunder. It's explaining to you. It's giving you an explanation, okay? So, your guys' job right now is to start reading that new section of the crossover. So check out the Thursday folder for that section, for the set of questions that you're going to have. And be on the lookout for the analogy. We gave you the page number where you're going to find the analogy at. Be on the lookout for what the analogy is and why it's being used, okay? As always, email us with any questions that you have. Message us through Schoology. We'll be glad to help. Hope you guys stay safe. Hope we get to see you on Friday. And let us know if you need anything. All right. Bye, guys.